There we go, wire brush. How these work, and you have to use them this way up, not that way up, it won't work. There's actually a big pin that goes all the way through here and seals up the nozzle, so this is all sort of airtight. So we only need to open this up a little way and we'll test it. Oh, see, you don't need that much. Now we'll put a generous bead along here. Here. We'll fill that dimple up down here. It is funny stuff to use. The nice thing about this stuff is it's an adhesive as well. It's an adhesive. Now I know he's got his Raptor gauge to go on here, but this was a little bit low, so we'll put some across here. And all those little holes that we put in screw holes in, we fill them up like that, look. Any corners that are broke off, fill them up. You can see the damn stuff gets everywhere, eh? Don't get it on your clothes or your hands, or unlike my mate Jerry, who tried to open one of these, took the top off, got it in his hair. Oh man, that's bad stuff to get out. That was fun. If you've ever seen one of these explode, it's not like a controlled explosion, it just goes bang. And let's get right down to our piece down here, and then we can start to build this up. And again, the most important and crucial bit was this bit. That's where I got it all out. Sometimes, if you saw there where I rubbed the tip against the existing foam, and that's sort of try and push it on, because sometimes this expanding foam, how do we say, you need to encourage it to stick. You just need to push it on, because if not it will go like a ball and then go this way. Well, you want it to go that way, so that's going to go really nice, believe me. The idea is a little bit at a time, rather unlike a bull in a china shop, you know. The little screw holes are kind of irrelevant, really. There's a hole there, look. Yeah, they're sort of a bit irrelevant. Our universal tool comes in handy again, because you can use it. You can use the tool as a spatula, and if there's, because you see we're putting a thinner vinyl on the top. We're not putting that hard vinyl. It's a bit more softer, so it could fill up holes where a shock coat or something like that. It bloody stuff gets all over the place, man. But like I say, you can fill in little imperfections with it, and if you stamp it down like that, then it's got something to bond to, and it's going to look quite nice. Like I say, the vinyl's quite forgiving, that's what I'm trying to say. But because it's thin, it'll take up any indentations and stuff like that. It's not like the original stuff. So that's me rambling on. Let's leave that and see what it dries like. But we can go back onto this top piece. That's been dried. Now I have to do a bit more work around there, but I'm not bothered about that because I'm not too concerned about that because it's early days, you know what I mean? This was a particularly nasty area. That's one nice. That's alright, doesn't look fantastic, but it is. There we go. Last bit on here. That's that. Give it another blow off. Oh, there's a dimple there, we'll fill that in. There's a dimple here as well. That didn't. Yeah, lots of thin coats is better than one big thick one. We could actually finish it off with body filler. It doesn't really matter. Body filler is good for little bits and pieces, you know what I mean? So, we'll make sure that's tight and go and get some breakfast. As you can probably see here, I've put a little bit of body filler in to smooth this out because when I pulled the vinyl off, I realised that the vinyl had pulled out some of the foam with the adhesive, and it left some little indentations. So I just quickly put a little bit of body filler just to level it out so we know that it's super smooth. If we get any sort of indentations, there's a chance that when we put this through the vacuum it will pull down because there's no resistance into the foam, if you see what I mean. When we usually do these, we leave the vinyl on and it's more rigid. So in this case, a little bit of body filler and it'll sand over real nice. So I'm going to do that on both pieces and then we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. So I spent a bit of time on this and I ended up using a little bit of body filler, lightweight body filler, and I've sort of made that corner really nice and sharp. The problem with the foam, sometimes when you put just a little bit in, it tends to how do we say, it won't bond properly because it hasn't got enough surface area. So we just use a little bit of little bit of body filler. We've done both sides, and again smoothed it out with a 40 grit. You don't have to be too careful with it. Now, how do we know that this is going to look superb? Well, you run your hands over it and make sure there's no great dimples and cuts. But better still, this is the material we use. It's called a 4-way stretch vinyl. Let me put the camera down here and I'll show you a little bit about a 4-way stretch vinyl if we can. Right, what is 4-way stretch vinyl? My tubes just dropped down. Right, here we go. Vinyl. This special vinyl will stretch this way and it will stretch this way. Now, it's really important. Just let me pause because I can see a bit of ordinary vinyl over the other side and I'll show you the difference. This vinyl here that we're using for the Range Rover rear quarters does not stretch this way. Look, it will not stretch that way. See? No stretch. But this way, it will stretch. See? So you need four-way stretch. It's most important. Here we go. So what we're going to do, just as a test, this stuff's all over. Right. And it is expensive, don't get me wrong. Because it's not sold in great quantities, it's not cheap, but it's good. So we're going to put it on the dash like this and pull it and stretch it down over your repair area and pull it like this, look, where it's going to be. Look, see where it's going to be, and run your hand over it. It's going to be lovely, honestly. So even though it looks like feces underneath, once it's covered it's going to look really, really good, isn't it? So I'm happy with that. I'm going to give Jim a call. It's now it's Friday night. Yeah, should be out on the lash. Except the worst club. I'm happy with that. The corners are needed a little bit of work down here. It's not a problem. Just do that with a bit of sandpaper. It's ready to glue. The same works for the. Let's do the top. The dash top. Put it on. Pull it round, and you can see that it's going to look absolutely superb. You know, it's going to look nice, and also you've got that same foamy type feel. And the thing is, when it gets pulled into these corners, it's going to pull really tight. Yeah, these bits are a little bit difficult. But I'm thinking, I just was thinking there that although I've got the original plastic panels to put in here, I've never done one of these before. I'm thinking about saying my old mate Jerry, who's got woodworking equipment, to make me two patterns to go in here in wood, so we can screw it from underneath and pull it down tight whilst it's gluing. I think that might be a cracking idea. These bits we can get with our little clamps here. See, that's what these clamps are for. They'll pull that down really tight. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. But like I say, when we do that, we're going to put it in a vacuum bag, so it's kind of tricky. So I think if some wooden inserts in there, I think might just work out really, really nice. All right, let's see what tomorrow brings.